Hi everyone. Today I'm returning to a song which I have heard before, and that is Black Magic Woman. My first listen was with Santana's version, and you can find that here. It was a very nice experience. Today I'm going to be listening to Mick Fleetwood Blues Band. There's a sort of Fleetwood Mac sound to that. Mick Fleetwood Blues Band. The Mick Fleetwood Blues Band is a project founded by the legendary drummer of Fleetwood Mac. Okay, that's why there's a connection there. And I have listened to Fleetwood Mac, by the way, which pays tribute to the blues roots of the original band. Black Magic Woman is a song written by British musician Peter Green, who was the founder and original leader of Fleetwood Mac, and which first appeared as a single for his band Fleetwood Mac in 1968. Carlos Santana once said, "Peter Green's song had the blues spirit, I just added the rhythm of the heart." So this is kind of giving me a whole bunch of cross connections, cross relationships between different... I've commented before about how it's hard to keep up with all the connections of who played where and who did what. This is kind of filling in a little corner of that world for me. So, let's listen.
Got a black magic woman. Got a black magic woman. I got a black magic woman. Got me so blind I can't see. That she's a black magic woman. She's bound to make a devil out of me. Turn your back on me, baby. Don't turn your back on me, baby.
So I'm going to assume that the drummer here is Mick Fleetwood, which means I am getting to actually watch him perform this piece of music, and that's always nice to start putting faces and instruments, musicians to the songs and the names that I am gradually becoming familiar with. And this has a much more, shall I say, back home blues style to it than compared to the Santana version, which, yes, it was bluesy, but it had a bit of a Latin feel, and this doesn't have that Latin element, really. It feels very American blues to me.
Don't turn your back on me, baby. Don't turn your back on me, baby. Stop messing around with your tricks. Don't turn your back on me, baby. You just might break off my magic stick.
I like the way I like the way this band, even within the blues style, and this is something that it's hard to describe. It's hard to describe technically, so I'm going to use different terminology. I like the way they let the music breathe, and I was trying to decide, is there a way that I can technically identify and say specifically? It would get really into the weeds, but the balance, the way the drummer keeps the pulse going, and then when there's a section that comes to an end, there's a little break in the drumming, and he allows that space to just breathe and fill up its own world of time before tapping us right back in, whop, and off we go again, right? But even as off we go, it's still, every part of this performance, at least what I've heard so far, it feels like they are so fluid and natural, and there's such an organic musical breath, breathing space, room to expand, room to contract, and it feels so comfortable. But more than just comfortable, it feels, I'm going to say, very expert. In the way the guitar rises and falls.
Got your spell on me, baby.
Back into it.
You got your spell on me, baby. You got your spell on me, baby. Turning my heart into stone. Yeah, I need you so bad, magic woman, I can't leave you alone. Yeah, I need you so bad. I need
Get us moving here.
Yes, I need
Okay, so I like the way the percussion picked up and became much more active and urgent right at that point in time. That was a very good musical interpretive choice there, because it creates a sense of urgency, urgency is the word. Urgency is the word. The sort of, I need to go, I need to move, I am after something. I feel a need for something. And that is exactly the point at which he starts singing. I mean, it's a great transition point. Because yeah, I need you so bad. Yeah, I need you so bad. There's the urgency in the lyrics and in the music. I need you, I need you, I need you. It's interesting to me, though, that the voice itself doesn't change a whole lot. It stays true to its fluid, spacious blues quality. But the instruments around it are just enough to give us the urgency that the lyrics are expressing.
I need you, darling. Yes, I need you, darling.
I need you, I need you, I need you, and I want you to love me.
I want you to love me. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Here comes the guitar again. And now we've moved past the urgency into almost celebration. It wants to get us moving and smiling. So delicate on the strings. Hwy. Was really good. Breathing room again. Don't rush the music. Give it time to explore every element. Back and forth between the instruments. It becomes a dance between two, which is really quite symbolic in the whole flow of what's been expressed in the lyrics and instrumentally, just the whole development of the music. This is some really fantastic storytelling musically. It's great. Oh, wow. I didn't intend to just let it play on and play on, but I could not break the spell. Speaking of black magic, right? I did not want to interrupt it. It was mesmerizing. It was gripping, and it was such incredible musical telling of the story. And it took the lyrics, which were great. They're fine. They're good. It's a nice song. But then, and it was such a good decision too, because I thought when that whole solo section started off, I thought that it was going to be a sort of instrumental break and then come back and recap some of the lyrics, maybe a repeat part of it or something. So that's one of the reasons I let it keep playing. I thought, we're going to come to a place where I can pause and say some of what's in my mind, but it kept going and it kept going and it kept going and it kept developing and it kept taking the story further than the song itself. And that's what had me so riveted throughout the entire performance. I'm going to go back and listen to parts of that section again, because there are some things really worthy of pointing out. But in a nutshell, it's the musical storytelling. It's the musical storytelling. And they did a masterful job of it. It's so impressive. And this is one of the things, this is one of those moments where I liked the Santana version. I did. I've always liked this sort of mix between blues and Latin. In fact, I don't know if I've ever mentioned it before on this channel, but there is an album, a CD by Kathleen Battle. She is a classical operatic singer, but she did this album called, I think, So Many Stars, and it's this collection of lullabies and traditional folk music, a lot of it from the Caribbean and American part of the world, and it uses this blend of sort of blues, jazz, and Latin musical styles, along with an utterly gorgeous soprano. And it's beautiful. You can just immerse yourself in the sound. So I really liked the Santana version. That was my first exposure to this song. But after hearing this, it's not so much because of the musical style. Nice bluesy style, yes, I like, but it's about what they did with it, how they handled it, how they took their musical skills, their stylistic expertise, and used it to tell a story and pull us in to the magic of the story. So let's go back a little bit, because this is such an interesting development that happens, and it happens all instrumentally. That's the thing. The lyrics stop at a certain point. I want you to love me. And I commented on how the drums picked up the pace and created this sense of urgency when we get to, yes, I need you so bad. I need you, darling. I need you. I want you to love me. So we finish the lyrics. We finish the song with this buildup of urgency and pressure, and it almost it's not just urgency. It almost feels like this is an emergency to me. And then,
And I want you to love.
yeah, somewhere in this,
I want you to
we're
love.
already close to the end of the song. And you feel the intensity, the pressure, the urgency, the emergency of it. I need you, darling. But then the guitar steps in, and that urgency builds, but it becomes warmer, and it starts to become, there becomes this joyfulness to it as it's developing. Listen to how, over time, as time passes, I guess it's right in here. By the time we're here, I really start to sense that, okay, there's some happiness developing here. This is already taken us past the I'm desperate for you, I need you, I've got to have you, don't turn your back on me. This is now a realization that, yes, you're here for me. The subtle, the little rhythmic and melodic filigree that he puts in, and it becomes delicate and playful. And warm and friendly. And nimble, light. And those drum strikes, they indicate something's going to be developing further. And it does. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned all the way through to this point is the bass. The bass is doing exactly what it needs to do and staying out of the way. But it's such a nice, comfortable, and perfectly appropriate bass, rhythm, style, melody, and it simply fills the bass space so that we can enjoy all that's happening in the rest of the music here. It gets to be a sort of this. It becomes very, very, very natural, very fluid, very. There's motion here. It's almost like I'm listening to, I don't know, a piece of, say, Debussy or some other French romantic, even Chopin. It could be Chopin. Rippling, flowing stream, something out in the natural world. We're now together enjoying the beauty of life. Two. But we don't hear the two yet. Instead, we hear the magical world around them. That is what we're hearing here. You can just imagine seeing some birds flying up into the branches, and dragonflies, and the sunlight sparkling on the water, and the breeze rising and falling. This is very much a pastoral, natural, and then it intensifies. We're going, and it becomes a celebration of life together. The happiness, the exhilaration. And here is where, for the first time, it's not the one saying, I need you. It's not the realization of the one saying, she is mine and she is here for me. It's also not the experience of the world around the two, the magic and the space, the setting of it. It's not the exhilaration and the excitement of the partnership. It becomes, we start to see the two individuals themselves. So our vantage point, not our vantage point, our view, the scene has changed. Our attention has changed from this wonderful setting around and the magic that's happening there to now we are hearing the two of them very intimately interacting together. It is their conversation. Back and forth. And it is so attuned one to the other. So delicate, so sensitive. Each one fully into the other. Echoing each other, hearing each other, listening to each other, responding. It's this magical, perfect dance between the two. And of course it goes on. We're going to continue through here. Still the dance continues. All the special things they say and feel towards each other. And it builds up to this climax of the incredible celebration and the sparks that happen between them and the way in which that sort of harmony and attentiveness and being so in tune with each other turns into this fabulous, exciting experience, the two of them together. And that is the story that is not in the lyrics. The lyrics end with, I want you to love me. I'm desperate for you. But what they've done here is they've taken that simply as the first few pages of the story. And we end up with this long instrumental portion of the piece. And as I said, I wasn't expecting that at all. I didn't know what to expect, but it caught me off guard. It caught me by surprise, and it was mesmerizing. It was riveting, and I couldn't break away from it. I couldn't make myself stop it because it held me so strongly. Every nuance, every subtle shift. And this is something that I find incredibly impressive because as much as the blues style is so great for expressing, the deep soul emotions, needs, experiences, it is harmonically quite, shall I say, static. By necessity, its entire nature is not built on harmonic development, and so the harmonic scheme is quite static, and it can easily become monotonous. And so, to hear such a long instrumental break or passage could so easily become an exercise in endurance and oh yeah, these are great musicians. They're impressive. Oh, that's some great stuff there. But, I'm ready for this to be over. And that did not happen. And that is really impressive. It's beautiful. It's more than impressive. It's beautiful. And it demonstrates that you don't have to have harmonic progress in order to have an incredibly engaging musical experience. It's not just about feeling the beat and feeling the groove and dancing along with it, although there's plenty of rhythm in here, but it's the masterful handling of those different parts, and I found that incredibly beautiful. What a great experience this has been, and so exciting for me, and I guess Mick Fleetwood Blues Band is one that I will be returning to in the future, because if they did one, I'd love to find some more just as amazing as this one. And, well, as I said, Santana's version was good. I liked it. I enjoyed the stylistic setting and all, but I guess this one has certainly taken first place for me today. Surprisingly, but it did. So that is my first time hearing Mick Fleetwood Blues Band playing Black Magic Woman. A great experience. I'll see you soon.